Hello everyone. Today I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of Sorrento, which was a district of Wawa. It was Astral's main base on 2B2T for about 6 months. And this area was mainly Centauri, longtime member here. And a few others of us contributed to it, such as myself, Havlin, and a number of others. All very, very talented people. We were assisted more so with infrastructure and setup and whatnot by people like Dom Capone, by Curiefeld, FuzzyBiskits, Corporal Lefty, Splooty Biscuit, many, many, many people. Let's get into it. First up here we have the Sorrento promotional map art by Havlin. Havlin's a great map artist. He made this very quickly, just kind of turned around and got it done, just like that. And it's a bit of an Easter egg, as you'll see pretty soon, but he did a really nice job on it. It's a 4x4 flat carpet map art for the map artists out there. But the text here then says, Sorrento, another unaffordable neighborhood brought to you by Centauri. And then it says Astral Brotherhood in the bottom. And it says another one because this is a follow-up to Centauri's previous solo base, Fortuna. There's some stylistic elements that are shared. The ship over here was actually built there as well. The idea is it was there and then it quote-unquote traveled here to kind of tie it together a little bit more. And so this is sort of part 2 of that in a way. The banners here are all Centauris. And you get over here, we've got some Astral banners. Also, here's some Dom Capone map arts. The Bridge Man loves building bridges. Let's get a good view of this real quick. Actually, it's a very nice one. So he's got this whole arch bridge set up here. It's got all the banners on it, flanking it. It's all lit up nice. And travel across and bump it into it here. Here's the beach area by FuzzyBiskits then. It's little umbrellas and tents and towels and chairs and whatnot. Good time at the beach. Then you come over here and here's the little tiki bar. Got the Guinness and whatnot. Very, very nice. So we get back over here then. So here's the approach here. As you can see, we're closing in here. All old-timey, neoclassical sort of buildings here. That's the idea with this area here. It's like a old-style European, and that's what all the buildings here are themed after. And also, as we go along the front here, we didn't quite finish the seawall yet, but there's all these really nice trees and benches and details that Centauri made to just add in a little bit of extra life to the front of the place here. Because the idea is, like, it's a town. The idea is that it's lived in. It's the same vein that all of the beach stuff is here for. The way that we approached building this town was to make it realistic in like a habitable sort of sense. So there's some different amenities in line with that as we go through as well. Okay. So first off, here is the storage building. It's nothing to write home about, but what is very cool is down here that Curiefeld kindly made for us, which is a bulk smelter. It doesn't appear to be operating properly in the world download. It's probably running out of things to smelt, but if we come down here, you can see all the carpet dupers, and the carpets are duped, and they get funneled into that spot there. And then they get filtered upwards into the whole smelter setup here. And that was how we got a lot of the different smooth stones, smooth sandstone, smooth quartz, all those goodies for use here. Stepping out of here then, we have this whole street here. All these buildings in frame here are Centauris. Centauri's a really good builder. He loves these sorts of styles, and he puts a lot of time and effort and thought into them. He does a really nice job. So, I mean, this building, for instance, there's not a whole lot of colors going on. Actually, the facade itself, there's not a ton of depth onto it. But what he's done here is he's taken a very, very limited area and done a lot with it. Very, very nice job. We come over this way here. Here's, I think these are both by NigerianPrince. Again, another very talented builder. He took on a very difficult plot here as well. We look at the overhead view. Very strange shape, but he tackled that and did very well. This is a theme he builds in semi-frequently as well, so he's got it down to a science. Especially like this building here, I think is a great example of that too. It's not a very big plot or anything. Like, it's a small building, but he's packed a lot of really nice things into it in a manner that is not overwhelming. For instance, it could be very tempting to try to pack in the detail, and you just don't need to. And I think this is a really good demonstration of that. If we go over this way then, this building here is made by Havlin. Havlin, again, very, very talented builder, very talented map artist as well. Havlin's a great guy, and he just knocked it out of the park with this one. It's a very, very beautiful building. Love the roof line on it especially. You have this peak kind of intersecting with the other one here, and it just gives it so much more character. And it also, stylistically, it matches very well with Nigerians over here. There's a lot of continuity between the styles. And that's kind of a common theme you'll see around here, is the buildings are by no means the same, but they're cut from similar cloth in much the same way you'd see in a town. And we'll continue along the front side of the area here. And over here is another one by Centauri. It's a beautiful building. It's packed a lot in there again with just a very simple color palette. It's a very mild structure, but there's a lot going on with it still. And he's just great at that. He's really got that figured out very well. And all these roads we're walking on here too, he laid all of them out. He planned out all the plots, where all the buildings are going and whatnot. This is very much his brainchild here. A lot of us helped on it, but it is absolutely his creation. If we come here then, I don't remember if this one is Centauri's or NigerianPrince's, but very beautiful building as well. If we look at these first couple floors, for instance, you see a lot of those nice window details and ridges on the corners. They add so much depth and so much life and so much color. And then you come up here and it continues, but then you get to the roof area here, and I think this is what makes this build personally. I don't know what this ornamentation in the middle is, but it's beautiful, right? And then there's these nice pinnacles on the corners here that they really they give it so much more shape. Next up, we have my contribution to the town here. It's the Neue Synagogue, or it's the new synagogue in English. It's one of the oldest synagogues currently standing in Berlin. Many of the older ones don't survive to present day, so ironically, the new one is now one of the older ones. But it was built in the 1890s, and its stylistic elements that really influenced it a lot were taken from this architectural tradition that I really am quite fond of, called Neo-Andalusian. And it's based on the older Andalusian architectural style, which is really common in Spain and Morocco. I built this about 2 years ago. I had seen it and thought, wow, that's just the prettiest building ever. It's one of the most nice buildings I've ever seen, I feel like. And I thought, I just have to go make that. And so I did. Didn't really have anything particular in mind for it, but I just wanted to make it. And so I did that and just kind of held on to it for a long time. I didn't really have anywhere that it would fit. It's too large for a lot of other places, and the style wasn't quite right. When Centauri started this project at Wawa, then I knew, like, oh my god, this is perfect. So I talked to him about it, and he saved a spot here for me to build that. I got a ton of help from a bunch of people to make this. It was not a quick project, but real big thanks to Corporal Lefty One, FuzzyBiskits, Seven, Splooty Biscuit. I really appreciate all the help, guys. Centauri also helped me a little bit. I really respect him a lot as a builder. I showed him the original design I had for this, and he made a lot of really constructive suggestions for how to improve it. And so what he's very good at, again, right, is there's all these parts of these buildings, right, that there's not a whole lot of depth in terms of actual distance, but visually there's quite a lot. And so he's very good at achieving that through detailing with stairs, for instance, or incorporating some different colors in. And so he made a bunch of suggestions for that I think really brought it to the next level. So I really appreciate all his help in that as well. That's the nice thing about building, right? Is it's nice to make a nice thing, but it's the collaborative part of it that I think really makes it worthwhile and makes it a lot more fun, and just it makes everything better. It was a very collaborative thing, the design process for this. At the end, Centauri helped me a lot with finalizing stuff, but prior to that, I had a very lot of help also. Crowbar gave me a lot of very good suggestions, especially for how to approach some of the interior bits, and when I was doing the domes also, I live streamed a lot of it, so in real time, I'd be asking people, hey, you like this or this, right? I really enjoy making archways, pillars, vaulted roofs and stuff. So that's what I've really focused on a lot here. But so I have a couple different designs of pillars here. I have the small ones on the ends here, and this large one here. And they all kind of hold this this gallery up here, and then they hit the ceilings and whatnot. There's not as many pictures available of the interior of this building. So while the outside is a pretty faithful recreation, with some elements simplified, just don't have the space for them, the interior, very, I just kind of went for it, had some fun. But I have all these little bits here, these archways, skylights. This one is in a funky spot, kind of leads up into the roof there. Very distinctive roof on this building. But then there's the ground here. Some simple geometric patterns, worked some lighting in as well. So it's all mob-proof and everything. Then we get out to the other side here, and here's the other face. And also here's a really nice obelisk that Centauri made in front of it. I really think it adds to the area there a lot. It's actually one of my favorite builds, this one here. Like, you don't have to do anything complicated to really make something nice. I think oftentimes less is more. And stuff like this is a really good example of that. But so then we get up to the roof here, and there's a lot of complicated masonry work. But no, what really sold this building to me originally was the domes on the top here. Why I really wanted to build it, and that's it's something that's really common in not just Neo-Andalusian architecture, but in a number of other related styles that I also quite enjoy. And it's kind of what keeps me coming back to building all the different onion domes and all the fancy archway types, and all the pillars. There's something very fun about it, and it's a bit of a healthy challenge, I feel like. So I've always been a very big fan of that. Then as we get back over onto the ground here, continue on. Perfectly placed. So here's this map art we started with that Havlin made, the 4x4 flat carpet of Sorrento. And so when Sorrento was just starting out, he made this map art, and so Centauri looked at this map then and decided, oh, how about I make the building that's in the map? And so he made this here, and he named it after Havlin. So he calls this one Havlington Court, named after Havlin. And a very nice building, you know, again, with so many of his other ones. It's a fairly simple color profile, but he does so much with it, and he adds a lot of depth with fairly straightforward structural elements, but he just uses them so well. But then we get over down the road here, and he knocked it out of the park with this too. You know, there's just really cool intersection, like the roads are all doing these different things. And here's what the seawall in the front would look like if it was completed. But here it is here. The idea was to have it, actually it is flanking the river on both sides here, but the idea was to have that all the way around the town, and given enough time it would have been there, but there's never quite enough, just the way it goes. But here's another really nice one of Centauri's builds, called this one St. Valentine's Hotel. He'd completed the design on Valentine's Day, so decided why not make it Valentine's themed. And so it's all pink and stuff, and just a beautiful building. This is one of my favorites here personally. I think people get kind of scared of using pastel colors in builds sometimes. It's a lot more easy to gravitate towards different grays and drab colors and browns and whatnot, tans, and there's a lot of that here too. Minecraft's well suited for it, but it's not as well suited towards these. You know, you have a bit more of a challenge in front of you sometimes, and he just did it so well. And some really nice ornamentation all throughout this, and the pillars going up, I think, really break up all these horizontal patterns quite nicely. Like, he just knocked it out of the park with this one. And we get to the English townhouses here. There's a really nice map art on this side. Big fan of this one. This is Wawa the cat. This is who our whole base was named after. We all love this cat. Very, very cool creature here. Very well dressed as well, as you can see. But so these are all the different townhouses. These all have interiors as well. Very nice interiors, I might add. It's very nice attention to detail. I don't know. I would live in here. It's closed off up here. What's going on? Well, I guess they haven't moved in here yet. But there's all the different wallpaper and there's all the patterns throughout it. Like, it just feels very, very lively. Yes, these are all the different English townhouses around here. They all have different colors and block palettes and whatnot. And if we come back here, then there's like the back alleyways, and you can see the backyards, or as the English folks call them, gardens. And there's some nice things going on over here. That's Sorrento. It's a very nice place. A lot of time and effort. A lot of really creative contributions from a lot of people. If you like what you see, if you want to take part, participate in our next project, you want to keep up with us, I really encourage you to subscribe to the channel or join our public Discord, which is linked in the description. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.